Okay, gang, as promised, here's the video on the hot stamping machine. So let's just give a brief rundown here. There is a roller that you can attach here. I took mine off because I'm still playing around with everything, so I got tired of burning my fingers. This is the temperature, and this is what you set the temperature at. So you go up or down, and you go from there. So this is just 1 degree over the temperature that I did program. And I have the letters in there. There's the holder and the letters. There's two set screws underneath that keep everything together. I can't show you that right now because this is all really hot. And I bought this guide separately. Now the letters that I bought, as you know, with many names and words, there's multiple letters, and same with a series of numbers. There's often duplicate numbers in a set of numbers. So I went ahead and bought the set that contains multiple consonants and vowels, periods, commas, semicolons, etc., and numbers. I would have paid extra to have a box that I can put all the numbers and letters or the fonts in, but that wasn't available, unfortunately. I did get this. So right now what's in here is numbers and other letters that I haven't figured out whether they're, like, for example, a P or a Q, an N or a U, small capital or small letters. But so that's something that I have to figure out. And then I have these, right? So I guess that would be semicolon, right? So, and then these are spacers. So if you have two words or two names that you want to string together, you can put in these spacers to separate the first and the last name, or the phrase, whichever suits your fancy. And then here are the other ones, capital letters and small letters. So I need to get foam to put in each of these dividers and then cut the foam according to the letter. And that will help keep everything organized. This is a really awesome little contraption. It's a sewing box. And most of the ones that I've seen did not have this grid system. So I snapped this one up, and then I'm able to put in my Tandy 3D stamps in here. Doot, doot, doot. And these are rolls of foil. That's copper. That's gold. And then this is just some little samples of foil that came with the machine. And the machine also came with a couple of fuses. Looks like there's 3 in there. And the heating element. You did get a wrench. I threw this one. That's mine. You do not get a set of tweezers. That's mine. You get this extra set, or this extra little bolt with a nut. I haven't figured out what that attaches to. I guess if you have a smaller system for holding the letters, I'm not sure. And then a series of Allen keys or Allen wrenches, because oftentimes that's what you have to use to tighten stuff down. This is an Allen key is needed. And then underneath, I can't show you this right now because it's burning hot. So something that I do want to bring up with you is if you hold down the letters too long, you're going to get a bleed, letter bleeding. Let's see here. These are really good examples of that. So I held these down for like 5 or 10 seconds, so you get this bleeding effect. These ones here are really good. They came out awesome. And these were just a second, like down and back up again. So let me show you. We'll put in some gold foil here. And is that gonna, yep, so boom, done. I'll take that off, and it reveals the name, and it's a nice clean imprint. Okay, so let's put this in here and do it a little longer so I can show you the example I'm trying to explain. And watch your fingers, you don't want to burn yourself. It ain't comfortable. Okay, so that's going to go down there. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So now you got some bleeding going on there. The E is not clear at all. And there's some bleeding from the S to the H. So now it takes getting used to. You have to, a lot of it depends on the leather. I haven't worked with Veg Tan yet. So this is just, Chrome Tan stuff. And so it's just experimentation. You want to do that before you imprint anything on your finished product in case there's a foul up. So always test on a very the same kind of leather that your project is made from, and just experiment until you're happy with the results, and then go ahead and do a final imprint on your product. My maker's stamp that I got from Hex and Hicks many years ago, the innie is quite large. So I'm going to have to go to a hardware store, Home Depot, and see if I can find a screwed bolt and a nut, and see if that'll accommodate it, and then I can just mount it up here like so. And go with brass. There's other options, magnesium, and which is okay. Of course, it's a little less expensive than going with brass, but in the long run, the brass is just better. You're going to pay a little bit more. It conducts the heat better, and the stamps withstand the work. So try not go cheap and go with magnesium. In the end, you're going to end up being unhappy, and then having to replace the magnesium stamps with the brass. So, if it means you got to wait a little longer to save up the coinage for brass, then so be it. But in the long run, you're going to be better off going with the brass. The foil that I got from Zone Sun is a little different than the gold foil that I got from Lonsdale Leather. I bought this from Lonsdale Leather, and it was quite expensive, I must say. The Zone Sun foil was considerably less, shockingly considerably less, and but it performs differently, and I don't know why. Okay, let's try it. Boom, down, up. Let's see here. Well, that's not too bad. The E looks different. It's not as thick, is it? Let's try that again. And stick that in there. And once again, be really, really careful putting your fingers in here. The instructions say to have the platform. What does they say here? Usually keep the distance. No, I'm reading this word for word from the instruction manual. I guess something went missing during the translation, but it says usually keep the distance is 3 centimeters with the imprint material. And I've got this a hell of a lot more than that, almost 5. At 3 centimeters, my God, I'll be burning that knuckles off my hand. So that's just not going to be possible. And of course, I learned that the hard way. Okay, so let's go. Okay. Oh, that looks better. It's okay. All right. I guess I was dreaming about the copper foil. All right, so let's go over the instruction manual here. This I bought separately. It's for squaring up, I guess, when you put in your project. Like here. It helps you set up. And here. So it's a jig, basically. All right. And let's turn the page here. So there's a lot of Allen key bolts, right? That's why there's a few in the with the kit. Now, here are some examples of temperatures and how many seconds. This would be leather. So they got leather at 180 degrees Celsius, holding for 3 seconds. Now I have mine set at 120, and I only hold it for 1 second. I did do it at 180 for 3 seconds, and I had that bleeding effect, so I just turned it down. I think, where was it? Maybe I wrote it down somewhere. No, that's not it. Goodness. Oh, yeah. 120, 150 to 180 for leather. So here's working with PVC. Don't know what that is. That looks like leather. Don't know what that is. Looks like wood. All right, so let's get my handy dandy wrench and see if I can loosen this. Oh, wait a minute. I think this is probably why a lot of people go with the slot. Okay, I'm gonna have to put the phone down here while I monkey with this. There we go. Come on, baby. There we go. All right. Now, I need my pliers. All right, so here we go. So here's the name, Cheryl. Of course, everything is you insert. These are loosened up, okay? These are keys, Allen keys, bolts or screws. So you loosen them up and you slide your letters in, and you do so backwards, okay? It's pretty easy to see if everything's lined up. This is a good guide right here. Everything's straight. And then what I do is I take my ruler and I make sure that everything's centered. And then I tighten it up. And of course I do this when it's cool. And I stick it back up in here, tighten it up, and then I have to center and make sure that this is straight, okay? Because you don't want to install it this way. You want to install it nice and straight, okay? So, there we have it. Give you one more shot here. There we go. All right, if you have any questions, just leave them in the comment section. Okay, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.